Welcome one, welcome all to another installment of LeetCode Live, as I like to call it. I'm starting off today with just a view of my channel here on YouTube because I think it's important for me to let you all know. For anyone new that's watching, for anyone that's interested in doing these questions along with me, here's my YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link to it in the stream chat so that way anyone can benefit from it. Anyone can go ahead and look at it. This channel has helped me grow immensely, and I really do believe that if you follow along with me, it will also give you the same benefit. I have a small channel introduction on the YouTube channel that will explain to you my intent, how I believe it can help you, and how it's also been helping me. So feel free to watch that. If you want to link up with me afterwards or after the stream or during the stream, feel free to leave something in the chat. That way I can follow up with you and we can take it from there. I have been actively making changes to the channel. I'm doing research to make sure that I can get the widest amount of people to view it and I can help the most amount of people. So I'm really excited on that front, and I really hope that throughout these days we can continue growing our base and really impacting all the engineers or just people out there that like to code and are looking to take their skills to the next level. So let's think about what we've done as of today. Today is the 8th day that I've been doing this, which means I've been doing this just a little over a week. And if you have followed along with me since the first stream that I ever published, and again, you can watch all these in my playlist on my YouTube channel. Let's see, I have liked videos that show up here, but here, LeetCode Reddit, you can start all the way in stream 1, start here. If you have been following along with me since day 1, we have done 55 questions right now. So if you're someone that's never done LeetCode, you're looking to break into LeetCode for the first time, you can watch these videos. You can dedicate an hour a day. If you think about what an hour means, I mean, there's a lot of things that we do for an hour that are not productive. So think about dedicating an hour a day just to LeetCode. We're now at 55 questions, and hopefully that number will continue to increase at a faster pace. The better we get at this, the more we talk about it. So I really hope that we can all learn together and continue along this journey. So with that being said, we're going to continue. I'm probably going to keep this stream to about an hour. I think that's normally good for everyone involved. If you think that's too short, if you want it to go longer, or if you want it to go shorter, then let me know, and that's something that I can think about, and we can see what works best for everyone. So today we're going to start in the next question, and that's called reverse words in a string number 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link to this question on the stream chat in case anyone wants to follow along. I think it's a great way to get as much participation as possible, and let's just go from here. So given a string S, reverse the order of characters in each word within a sentence while still preserving white space and initial word order. So one of the first things I always think about when I see a string question is, first I want to make sure if there's an equal amount of spaces between each sentence, rather not each sentence, but each word, and if there are any trailing or leading white spaces, because these are small edge cases that can sort of throw our algorithm off, right? So some things we want to think of are, let's say, empty or null strings. We might want to think of trailing or leading spaces. We also want to think of consistent spacing in between words. These are all things that we can think of as we're coming up with a way of designing our algorithm. So let's see what it says here. We have a bound here by this constraint. We know that S contains printable ASCII characters. It does not contain any leading or trailing spaces. There is at least one word in S, and all the words in S are separated by a single space. So just by clarifying all these things and looking at the constraints, now we know what we can work with and what we could do. I don't have to worry about trimming the string, and I just know that as soon as I see a white space, then it's a good chance for me to start sort of manipulating the string and doing what it is that we need to do. So I'm going to copy our input here, and I'm going to paste it because this will at least let me go through this. And something that I've been getting better at is designing and walking through an example before I jump directly into the code. Something that I really think you absolutely need to do in an interview. It really can set you apart from other interviewing candidates. So let's start in the beginning. Let's say right in the beginning when I is 0, if it's not even an empty string, right? So we can't do anything with it yet, but we can increase this I and let's see what happens. So in the beginning, let's say we get to a space. When we get to a space, let's say we have 2 pointers. Let's say we have a start and an end. So start will just stay here, and I'm going to create another pointer here called end. Let's say that end is the pointer that begins to iterate forward. So when end is a space, what we can now do is reverse the word that is between s and n minus 1. Right? So when we reverse that, we'll reverse let's, and now we can continue. So what we can do is now we can make start equal to n plus 1, and now we just continue moving end along. Okay, so end is space, do the same thing from start to end minus 1, reverse that, make start equal to n plus 1, keep moving end along. Again, we're at a space, so start to n minus 1, start equals n plus 1, go along. Okay, so at the end, like once we get out of this loop, right, once this thing breaks, it's going to be the same thing, but we're going to need to do that final reversal one last time, right? So let's go ahead and do this. What I want to do is I'm going to comment out these two variables up here. I'll create two variables, so let's start equals 0, and I'll also say let end equals 0. And actually, I'll keep start at 0, and in my for loop, I'll declare my end. So let end equals 0, end less than s dot length, end plus plus. Now, if I want to operate on the string, I'm using JavaScript. So in JavaScript, strings are immutable. That means we cannot change them. And the reason behind that is because if you're all familiar with JavaScript, different objects have what are called property descriptors. And I believe, if I remember correctly, they're writable, enumerable, and configurable. So both configurable and writable for the string objects are false, which means we cannot change them. So what we need to do is we need to create a copy of this string. So let's do that right in the beginning here. I'll create a new constant, and I'll call it copy. And I'll create a copy by spreading the input string into this new const copy variable. And then we can go from here. So let's say if end is equal to a space, a good thing for us to do here would be to reverse the string located at start to n minus 1. And I think what I'll do is I'll create my own function for this. So I'm going to create another function in here. I'll call it const reverse. Const reverse is going to take a string copy, a start, and an end pointer. And what it's going to do is it's going to say while start is less than end minus 1. And that's actually, I actually want to create, well, does it really matter if I create copies in here? Well, start is less than n minus 1. Yeah, I don't want to keep, let's see, maybe what we should do, I think a better thing might be to say, so start less than n minus 1, but if I modify end inside of this loop, then n will continue moving back, where I don't really want that, right? So let's see, what if we say, let's say while, or we can say let, this is, I'm gonna experiment with something here. Let's say start copy equals start, let end copy equals n minus 1. And then while start copy is less than end copy. Now we can reverse these strings. And I think an easy way to do this, there's like a nice one line sort of thing that we can do in JavaScript here. So I believe we can do, we can say string copy at start copy, string copy, let me just copy this to make it easier, string copy at end copy. This is equal to this, but now we just reverse end copy and string copy. I wish there was a way to format this a little bit nicer. We know there, at least I don't know of a way to make it nicer. So we'll increment string copy here, and then we'll decrement end copy. I probably don't need these now that I'm looking at it, but I'll leave it like this for now. Okay, so we're passing in this object here, so string copy, and then we're doing the reversal. So here we can say let end equals 0, end less than s dot length, end plus plus. If end is equal to a space, what we want to do is we want to reverse. Let's see, we can pass in our copy here. We want to pass in start, and we want to pass in end. That's going to automatically increment both of these. Once this is done, we just want to do start equals end plus 1. And now we can continue to keep going. So by the end, like once this is done, we're still going to have a start that's in some letter and some end that's out of bounds or outside of our array. So really we should, again, make sure that we're doing reverse, let's see, reverse copy of start and end, and then return copy. So I think there's probably a little bit of cleanup I can do here, but let's just, let's get to it and see what happens here. So this start is shadowing in here, which I'm not like a huge fan of. I suppose that's fine. Again, I don't really think I need to have this in here, all this extra copying, but we went through our whole string, right? So we have start and end. If end is equal to space, we reverse the copy from start to end. Start to end. The reverse takes care of subtracting the 1. So while start copy is less than end copy, we will reverse them and then increment them, and then we'll do the same thing, and we'll keep going like this. And then at the end, again, we have that case where the end is out of bounds, but start still points to another valid character, so we should reverse that. So let's run this and see what we get. Let's see, reverse copy start end. It didn't like something that I sent in here. String copy start and end. For let end equals 0. If end equals a parentheses, no, this should be that if copy of end equals parentheses, not parentheses, a space, then we send copy start and end, the 2 indices. So let's try this out. What does it not like about this? 28 in solution JS. Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah, end is outside of here, so I probably don't want to. Oh, what I can do here is I can actually just do, let's see, copy is going to be this array. What if we just do copy.length -1 here instead of end? I need to learn data structures and algorithms available. Hey, thanks a lot for the comment. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely fundamental that you learn data structure and algorithms. And since I do want to say 2 things about that. Let me run this real quick and see what the outcome of this is, and then we can touch on that subject real quick. So this gives us some crazy looking thing here that doesn't even look, this is like Santi set null. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm not even sure how we got that. Anyway, to answer your question, available, there's 2 resources that I like a lot. So one of them, I think it's, yeah, base CS. Base CS here is this awesome, it's like this medium, I guess, profile that this lady wrote. And she has very nice detailed articles with great illustrations of all the different like fundamentals, data structures, algorithms, some theory and practice. I would recommend just starting at fundamentals. You go over like bits, bytes, building with binary, hexes and other magical numbers, data structures, like just scroll all the way to the bottom. And they'll start you off with like linked lists. And these are really, really nice articles. I mean, she goes deep into like how all these things work. And I think it's very digestible. So what I'll do is I'm going to link this. I'll link this to the stream chat in case anyone is interested in that. And I'm also going to keep a link to myself. So I just remember to link this to my YouTube channel once I actually upload it. That's one thing. And then there's another really good course. Let me see, Coding with Mosh. I'm sure you guys all probably know Coding with Mosh. He's sort of like industry vet, I guess you can say. This course right here, the Ultimate Data Structures and Algorithms course part 1, is phenomenal. My girlfriend is also a web developer, and she graduated from a boot camp. After the boot camp, she didn't feel too strong about her data structures algorithms course, but she took this course, and I will have to say she took it very seriously. She did all the exercises, she did all the coursework, and then she was able to land a job with a competitive salary, and now she's very happy. She's been working as a professional web developer for over a year. So that's about the best testimonial I can give for this. I'm not sponsored by Code with Mosh. It'd be really cool if I was, but I highly recommend this course. I think the price is generally pretty good. Like you can pay, yeah, limited time at this price, $10 just to own this, and you will learn a ton, I promise you. And if you do take it, I'd love to hear the result of you taking it. I also link to that in the stream chat, and I'll keep a link of that in my notepad. That way when I do upload this video to my YouTube, I can have all those links there for people. So let me go back to this question because I feel like I butchered it. I think I'm probably making this a little more complicated than it needs to be. I'm gonna not do this. So I'm gonna remove this start copy end copy thing. I'll make it so that the consumer is responsible, the client, I guess, or the consumer is the one responsible for making sure they pass in the valid argument here. And here, let's say start and end, and then let's just do like a classic swap here. So string copy equals const temp equals string copy at start, and then string copy of start is equal to string copy at end, and string copy of end equals temp, and then we'll do start plus plus and end minus minus. So we'll do this. This should reverse everything. So if copy of end, if it equals a space, we'll do that. Then we'll say start equals n plus 1, and end will continue going along here. Maybe here we should also do copy.length. Let's say copy.length, let's start. And then at the end we can join. Let's make sure we're also joining all this. So I want to see now what this looks like. Hopefully a little bit better. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening last time. I think I was trying to be clever by using that nice sort of syntax to swap in JavaScript. And I guess you can make an argument that it's not even that nice because it probably makes things harder to read. I'm not a fan of cleverness. I'm a fan of readable, practical code. So let's submit this and let's see what we get. I should have done all the test cases. Okay, 41.25. So pretty happy with this. I want to submit this again and see what we get. $16.91. I'll give it like another couple of seconds and run it again. $27.81. So I want to let's look at the solution and see what it has to say. So the first method is really simple. We simply split up the given string based on white spaces and put the individual words in an array of strings. Then we reverse each individual string and concatenate. Okay. O of n, without using predefined split and reverse function, we can create our own split and reverse function. Reverse function returns the string after reversing the characters. Is there like another way? Instead of using split method, we can use temporary string word to store the word. I don't want to store any words. So okay, if character I++ j, this is some weird, this is crazy. Python one-liner. Let me see what the discussions say here. Java clean code. When I is a non-space, if it's not equal, so we move this for, oh, okay, I guess they're doing the reverse. They're doing the reverse before getting to a space. In place, reverse begin, I like this one a little more. So I'm pretty happy with my solution here. If we go back to the description here, so we're iterating over through the entire array, and then when it's a space, we do a in-place reversal. I think like for every word, maybe I wonder if this is like m by n, like maybe m is every single character, but then for every single space, we're gonna have to also do our own iteration in there. I don't know if that's n squared per se, because reverse copy just takes the length of the word, and presumably if the length of the word is the size of our input array, then are we doing that n by n times? Maybe this is n squared. So are there, where n is the length of the string, n is the length of the string using string builder, input array. This is just really hard to read here. So if it's if it's a space, if it's not equal to a space, reverse it or add it to your string builder. Okay, so that's doing it sort of backwards here. This seems long. And this first one here, where's that append? We're just reversing it. A couple different options we can go here. I think approaching it like this is fine. as long as you're explaining your thoughts, and I think you'll be good to go there. All right, so matrix diagonal sum. Anytime I see something with like a matrix or a grid, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because it can be pretty crazy. But let's see. Given a square matrix, return the sum of the matrix diagonals. So is it just 2? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think we can do this. Yeah, the nice thing is this is, I don't want to, it's not like guaranteed, but we know that it's always going to be a square, so that makes things easier. I think it's always going to be a square. Yeah, n equals mat.length equals mat_i.length, so we know it's a square. So I think what we can do, I mean, at least the brute force solution that I'm thinking of, is there any sort of optimization we can do? I mean, maybe the middle one if we've already calculated that one before, but I feel like I can probably just go through, I can just go through each diagonal. I don't know if I don't think I'd want to do it at the same time because that just seems like a little bit sloppy, but let's see. So we want to add, like in this case, we're going to add 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and then we're going to add, let's see, row column 1, 1, and row column. So we're just going to add all these 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0. So can we have, I mean, we could have we can have probably a simple for loop that iterates over all these different coordinates. So if we have let sum equals 0, let's say for let row equals 0, row less than mat.length, row plus plus, for let column equals 0, column less than mat at row.length, column plus plus. Let's see, we want to do sum plus or equals 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, so we can always just do mat at row column plus, yeah, let's do mat at row column, and then here it looks like we can do, let's see, we have 0, 1, 2. Let's see here, if I want to go sort of backwards, I can do mat row column 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2 plus mat. Right, we want to do 0, 0 plus 0. So the row is 0. And the column. Oh, wait a second though. This is not gonna do what we want it to do. Because this will go through 0, 1, 2. Yeah, no, that's not what we want, right? I think what instead we should do is we can have, maybe we'll have let sum equals 0, then we'll have let column equals 0 and let row equals 0. And then we can say while row is less than mat.length and column is less than mat at row.length, sum plus or equals mat at row column plus mat at row, and then for the column, like the column will be 0 to begin with, 0, 0, plus 0, 2, and then this will be 1, 1 plus mat row of 1. So I need to somehow keep both of these. No, yeah, this can just be, if we have a 0, can we do column? It'd be nice if as we're adding, we're sort of getting 0 to 2. If I want to get to 2 from 0, but column is 0, do I have any other information that I can add? What if I did 0? Oh, we can do column plus, let's see, mat.length minus row. Does that work? let's like figure out what all this would be. And then at the end, we want to do row plus plus, column plus plus, right? So let's sort of do this. Like the first time, we're gonna get 0, 0, like mat row of column 0, 0, which is this one, plus mat row is 0, plus, and then column is 0 plus mat length minus 1, right? Because mat length is 3, minus 1 is 2, minus row is 0, which gives us the 2. That should be fine for that first one. So that satisfies that first one. Then we increment both of them. Now we have 1, 1. So mat 1, 1, that's fine. Mat 1, now we have column of 1. So 1 plus, let's see, 1 plus 3 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Minus, yeah, no, wait a second. Mat 1 plus 3, 4, that's 3. Minus row, that's 2. And that does not give us 1. Be nice if we can get the 1 from there. Or do we do mat? If I do col, I guess we can just do mat dot length. What if I just do mat dot length minus row? What if I just do that? So here we want 0, 0, and the first one should be row 0, column 2. So 0, 0, and then 0 of 3 minus 0. No, 3 minus 1 minus row. 3 minus 1 minus row. Right, so 3 minus 1 is 2, minus 0 is 2. And then the next one, 1, 1, after we increment both of them. So now we'll get 1, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Yeah, I think. And then when that's 2, we'll get 3 minus 1 is 2, minus 2 is 0. I think this will work. And I feel like this is probably more in line with like what you could expect. Return sum. So let's see what this one gives us. 30 and 25. Oh, I know what happened. I'm double counting that one right there. Yeah, I should only count the middle one once. What would be, I just want to think of like the nicest way of programming that. Like if both of these, like we're always in an increment, but if, let's see. Yeah, I guess we can just do if row is equal to column and sum plus or equals this, else we'll just equal both. Yeah. If we really want, we can make that into a ternary statement. I mean, it's not too useful, but you know, sum plus or equals mat row column or this. We're literally just saving on one line. So let's try this out. Oh, if they're the same, are we not? Let's see if I'm getting through here. Okay. 0, 0, 1, 1. Oh wait, it's not that they're, and it's not even that they're the same value, right? Diagonal sum is 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 3 plus 7. I guess at their intersection point. 0, 0, 1, 1. 2, 2. This will be row column. So row 0, 3. Row 1, 2. 1, 1. These never add up, so it should be fine. And then here, if we're doing, if row equals, let's see, 0, 0, 0, 0. No, there's something I'm not doing right here. I need to be doing the coordinates of each. Yeah, if these are the same. Yeah, if row, what's like the best way to, what's the best way to get that? 2, 2 equals 2, 2 if they're both pointing to each other. Mat.length.row. I mean, we could say, yeah, what's like the nicest way for me to do that? Calculate the position first? Seems a little bit strange. Row, mat.length, -1 minus row. Will they only ever equal the same number, 2 plus 0? If it's like 0, 2 and 2, 0, that's not the same. So we need to make sure that the numbers are the same. So I guess we can say if row if the column ever equals the same, because the row can be the same. If row column equals row mat.length -1 minus row. Let's see. If row 1 equals row 2, I mean, we can come up with a function for this, like const same cell equals row 1. I'll just say R1, R2, C1, C2. If row 1 equals row 2, yeah, if R1 is equal to R2 and C1, or we can just return R1 equal to R2 and C1 equals to C2. So here we can just say, instead of this, we can do same cell row, and then row 1, row 2, column 1, and then column 2 is this thing. What does this give us? 25, 25. Again, so used to doing premium. I had premium as of like last week. Like 7 days ago, I stopped using it. And now I just love spamming that button. I think, okay, wait, did we get everything right? 5, 5, 5. Okay, so let's see what submitting does here. 12.22, so like seems like it's going pretty slow. But let's see. Let's run it again and see what we get. Might be a faster way of doing it, I'm sure, if we like drew it out. I was pretty happy with it. I feel like, so let me just go over what we did here, right? So I started by drawing out each of the different coordinates to see how they change. And then we were able to come up with this sort of method where like we can just iterate only through the diagonals. And if the different rows and columns match, that's what this same cell is for, which is it's a constant time operation. It shouldn't be adding any extra time. Then we should only add this once. So let's submit this again. See what we get. 39.04. Let's look at some discussions. Short, straightforward solution with an explanation. Okay, secondary diagonals. Return. If n is an odd number, that means we have added the center element twice. Okay, so maybe they're saving time because they're only doing it once at the end. So if n, we can just return res, s, else we can return the center one. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, let's do that. Let's go back to what we were doing like way back in the beginning. So let me undo a lot of stuff here, which now I can't. It's fine. Like if we do, let's just do this. Sum plus 3 equals mat of row. Okay, so we'll do all that. We'll remove this same cell function. And then at the end, we'll return if sum return mat.length modulo 2 equals even. All right, if it's even, we can just return the res, or not the res, we can return the sum. else we should subtract the sum minus the thing in the middle. So 3 divided by 2 is 1, 1, right? So we should do sum minus mat. And that's actually, I'm gonna modify my sum here because that ternary statement in JavaScript is gonna look a little bit weird. So if mat.length is even, then we just return sum. Else we say midpoint is equal to math.floor of mat.length divided by 2. Return sum minus mat at midpoint. Let's see what this gives us. 25, 25. Let's run our code again. 25, 8, and 5, 5. Let's submit. It looks like it's about the same. I think what we could be benefiting from here, although, so that function I had before that was checking if it's the same cell, it was just a single expression. It was a constant time expression, very easy for JavaScript to do. However, it was having to call it for every single iteration. What we save on here is here we're a little bit more, I guess, greedy or lazy, and we're always calculating the sum. And then at the end, we make the decision once instead of checking if it's the same one every single time. So we're sort of saving on the amount of operations that we have to make, which I think is totally justified. And that will definitely favor one algorithm over the other. So now it's 95.35. So, you know, your results will vary. But let's continue along here. Okay, minimum time visiting all points. Ooh, this seems maybe like a graph problem. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. This seems already like a tough question. That's the thing, like if you've all been doing some easy questions, you'll realize that the rating of a question on LeetCode is not always entirely accurate. I mean, you can have an easy question that is masqueraded as a medium, right? That's just like how it is. So on a 2D plane, there are endpoints with integer coordinates, points I equals x1 or xi, y1, yi. Return the minimum time in seconds to visit all the points in the order given by points. You can move according to these rules. In 1 second, you can either move vertically by 1 unit, move horizontally by 1 unit, or move diagonally, square root of 2 units. In other words, move 1 unit vertically, then 1 unit horizontally in 1 second. Okay, that's like I think a little bit complicated way. You have to visit the points in the same order as they appear in the array. You're allowed to pass through points that appear later in the order, but these do not count as visits. Ooh, this is good here. I almost feel like, what's your stack? Right now I'm just coding in JavaScript. I'm just very familiar with JavaScript and TypeScript. These are the languages that I like, and I consider myself like a front-end developer. That's what I do professionally, at least. So I'm constantly just messing with JavaScript and TypeScript and, you know, the whole front-end world. Been trying to get more into like distributed systems and backend, so that's been a lot of fun. Was almost thinking of maybe doing streams for that sort of stuff too. So stay tuned. You know, if you want more, I can link up with you after the chat and we can talk a little more, and I'll invite you to join the YouTube channel so that way you can be up to date with everything I put out, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two as well. Yeah, what's your stack like? Available bowl? I'm curious to know. One optimal path is 1 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 2 3. Okay. Time from 1 1 to 3 4 is 3 seconds. Time from 3 4 to -1 0. So what are we doing here? 1 1 3. So it's saying minimum time visiting all points. Endpoints with integer coordinates. 1 1. Okay. And why are we starting at -1 1? You have to visit the points in the same order as they appear in the array. So why can't we just start at 1 1? Oh wait, 1 1 and 3 4 and -1 0. I'm not sure I understand this question yet. N points with integer coordinates. Return the minimum time in seconds to visit all the points in the order given by points. We can go to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2, 3. Wait, 3, 4. And why do we have to go to 3, 4? Why couldn't we just go from 3, 4 to 2, 2 or 2, 3? Okay, so we start at 1, 1, and now I ask myself, how can I get to 3, 4? So we go like this, we come up here, and then how do we get to -1, 0? Why is it better to go up before, like, why is it better to go up than just to go left? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Oh, that's because that's an 1, 1, 1, 3, 4. Oh, I see. And then 1, 0. That's an actual point on the array. Okay. This is going to be really, really interesting. This doesn't seem, see, like, I almost want to say this doesn't seem too much like an easy question. I think, why would I feel like we can, let's see what our constraints are here. Points length is less than 100. Points I0, I1 less than 1,000. Okay. So how would we do this? How do we know to move somewhere? What if we just calculated the distance between each one of these different points? Can we actually just do that? So let me remind myself of the distance, MDN distance formula. Like what does this do? Not, oh wait. Does this actually give me, okay, distance formula from Khan Academy. Oh no, okay, hypot, the square root of the sum of squares of the given arguments. Calculate hypotenuse of a right triangle with the magnitude. Use the formula math of square root v1 times v2. Oh, is that? Ah, it's minus. Okay, that's fine. So let's come up with our own function for the distance formula, or distance formula online, right? Let's 2D distance calculator. So let's think about our points here. We have 1, 1, and 3, 4. So 1, 1, and 3, 4. What does this give us here? Calculate the distance equation. 1, 1 plus 4. Wait, what? X1, X2. First X is 1 and 3. Okay. Y1, 3, and 4. Distance equation solution. X2 minus X1. Distance is 1. Okay. And how about for the next one? So 3, -1. Let's do it here. The X is now 3. The second X is -1. And then for the last one, what if we did Y1 is 4 and Y2 is 0? What does that give us? 5 point, okay. 3, 4, and -1, 0. That's 5.6. Total time is 7 seconds. Okay, so let's assume that we took the 1, and then for anything that was like a decimal, we did like a math.ceil. Instead of rounding down, we went rounded up. So the 1 plus 6 could equal 7. Let's say, like, maybe that's the answer. But let's see what we get for this. 3 to -2. 3 to -2. Like, this might work if this gives us like 4.3 or something like that. So 2, 2, and 2. 2 and 2. So X, 3, -2, and 2 and 2. Okay. And that actually gives us 5. So is it just the sum of the distances? Could that work? It might. Like maybe that's just like distance equals 0. Let's do for let I equals 0, I less than points dot length. Actually, we want to do I less than points dot length minus 1, and then I plus plus. And now that one of the nice things about here is we can use JavaScript array destructuring to get these named nicely. So we can do like const x1 y1 equals points at I, and then const x2 y2 equals points at I plus 1. And now the distance formula, let's see, x2 minus x1 squared. It's gonna be crazy here. We can do, let's say const distance equals math dot square root. I'm gonna open this up a little bit here. We're gonna do the x2 minus x1. So we're gonna do math dot power of x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1 to the power of 2, and then plus y2 minus y1 plus math dot power of y2 minus y1 squared. And now we can say sum or distance, no, not, oh yeah, let's say distance sum plus or equals the math dot ceiling of distance. See, it worked for two of our, it worked for two of the different examples we did. So this could be it right here. So let us go for it. Let's see what this gives us. Math dot power. Maybe I think that's not actually, is it math exp math exp mdn? Yeah, okay, so we need math.exp. No, we need, oh, math.pow, probably not power. Math.pow. Let's see, so 10 and 7. For this first one, it took 10. Okay, we did something wrong here. x1, y1 is points at 0, x1, y1, and then x2, y2 is points at I plus 1, x2, y2. Distance is, let's see, let's go to the square root calculator. I'm just having this open on a different screen so I can see. It's the square root of, let's see, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Distance sum plus or equals the math dot ceiling of distance. We already know for that first one, like x1, y1, and then x2, y2, 3, 4, 3.6. No, wait, I think x1 minus y2, x2 minus x1. This should be 1. x1, x2 is 3, y1 is 1 and 4. Oh, is that, what was I doing before then? Enter two sets of coordinates, x1, y1, x2, y2. 3.6, if that's 4. Next one is 3, 4, negative 1, 0. So let's say that's 4 plus 6, that's 10. 3 plus 5 is 8. What did we do before? 5. 3, 4. Oh, are we always doing 3, 4, and negative 1, 0? Okay, that's 1. 1, 3, 1, 4. 1, 3, and 1, 4. Y1, Y2. Oh, yeah, I did something else. I did y1 and y2, but what I actually ended up doing was like x2, x1, x2, and y1, y2. I think that's what I did. X1 and x2 and y1, y2, which is still, that should still be the same. 3 and 4. I put the 3, x1. Oh, this is confusing now. Maybe it should instead be, or is it because I did, let me see if I just do this the other way. Y1 minus y2, or maybe it's just the distance? Oh, that's always going to give me a positive number anyway. So how did I don't even know what I did. I feel like I was doing some other type of math. I thought I can take the distance between, let me pull up another calculator here. Distance formula online. Hello. First point is 1, 1. Second point is 3, 4. 3.6. Okay. Second one is 3, 4. And negative 1, 0. 3.6. So 3 and 5, that's 8. So that doesn't even work. I really thought we were onto something there, using the distance formula to be able to do this. Minimum time visiting all the points. Oh, but we want the minimum time though. Like, do we just want to take, maybe, is this, this is very interesting. This might be a question that I add to my weekly roundup. So something that I've been doing is I have these weekly roundups. I just had my first one yesterday where I add a question to my list and then I revisit that list at the end of the week. But it might be at the end of the week or even tomorrow. But this might be more of like a graph question. It's something, I'm gonna have to think about this one a little more. So I'm gonna add this to my list. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. So decrypt string from alphabet to integer mapping. Okay, you're given a string S formed by digits and hashtags. We want to map S to English lowercase characters as follows. I always forget to do this, but let me link to this question on the stream chat so everyone can look at it together. Now, just really quick, since we're hitting the top of the hour here pretty soon, if you want to watch these videos later, no need to worry. Like, I upload all these videos to my YouTube channel once I end up finishing on the stream here. So I will, if you want to get the link to the channel, it's further up in the stream chat. Else you can just feel free to message me or DM me on Reddit and I'll give you that link. Or you can just look for me. My name's right here, Rafael Negron. And every single stream I've been uploading. So if you want a place to start, this is the place you go. You can go to your playlists. You can watch the LeetCode Reddit playlist and it'll start you off at the first video. It says LeetCode Accountability Stream number 1. Start here. And all these different videos have like chapters for all the questions we cover and links to the questions. So you can watch the video and work alongside the questions with the video, or you can do the questions first and then watch the video afterwards to sort of like clarify our own understanding. So just want to throw that out there and we'll continue with LeetCode now. So we want to map S to English lowercase characters as follows. For characters A to I, they're represented by 1 through 9 respectively, and characters J to Z are represented by 10 to 26 respectively. So let's see. I think what we can do, JK, okay, so let's say our const mapped is just equal to const mapped is just equal to an array here. Really, I think what we can do is we're always going to increase it by 1. We can just sort of go through each one of these, right? For const C of S, let's get the character code. const code is going to be equal to c.carcode at 0. Now normally I would do minus 97, so the decimal value of lowercase a in ASCII is 97, but because they're saying that a is equal to 1, then I'm just going to do minus 96. And then depending on the range, right, we know it's going to be, like this is only lowercase English characters, I believe, right? Valid string, does it say lowercase? Yeah, so if I know that, so if code is less than or equal to 9, then we should just be able to push the code. Else, if it's like 10 or higher, then we'll do map.push, and we will do, let's see, code hashtag. And then now we can return mapped.join. Feel like this is all right. Ooh. Oh, wait a second. Oh, does it want me to do? Oh, oh man. I created the thing myself. All right. That was dumb. Oh, if there's a hashtag. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been, I think, way too easy. Okay, that's where it gets complicated, because when it's a hashtag, let me see. If it's a hashtag, you know it has to be 2 characters, right? That actually makes things a lot easier. So I think we can just loop. Let's think about this. Can I loop from the beginning and at every point? It'd be nice if I said, okay, for this one, if there's a hashtag next to it. No, but that wouldn't work. 1326. Now I see a hashtag. Or maybe I wonder if I can use a stack here. Like I can push 1, then I get to 3, push 3, and then I get to 2. No, I don't want to push them every single time. Let's write this out, right? So I like this example down here, 1326. If I'm like going along this string and I see the one before me, like it would almost be nice if I just started here. And like if this is not a hashtag, I can just generate a character from the previous one. Here, this is not a hashtag, so I generate from previous one. Oh, but then here, this will be a hashtag. And not all characters in here are going to be followed by a hashtag immediately. Like this 26, I'll need to get past the 26 to know that a hashtag exists. But maybe well, I mean, it's always going to be 2 ahead. Oh, and then 1, 2, because 10 hashtag. And then 1 and 2 is each one of those. What if I processed it first and I got a list of all the hashtags? For example, if I knew there was a hashtag, like in this one, if I knew there was a hashtag at the end, could that help me? No, I don't think so. I mean, it might, but I don't see how that's helpful right away. Let me think about this a little more. Characters A through I are represented by 1 through 9 respectively. Or I can always look. Maybe I don't even. No, I definitely do care about. Well, yeah, maybe I don't care about the hashtags really. Maybe I just say like, for example, if I'm looking at this one here, and then I look at the next one, like if both of these are less than 9, then like I know I can do this one. This one's less than 9. This one's less than 9. But then 2 and 6, that's also less than 9. or yeah, they're both less than 9, but it's actually 26, not 2 and 6. If I started backwards, could that help? Is there a way that I can create the mapping myself? What if I created the mapping myself? Like I created a 1 is equal to this. And what if I just look? Oh, wait a second. I can probably create my own mapping. I think that's something I want to give a shot. So let's say const map is equal to, I'm just going to go and create every single one. So if we have a 1, that's an A, 2, that's a B, 3, C, 4, D, 5, E, F, G, H, I, and then here 10 is, oh no, wait, I think I want to do A1. No, I need to map it to, I can look at 10 sharp. Yeah, let's do 10 sharp. Does this work as a key? Yeah, I might need to like have this be computed keys in here. 10 sharp equals J. So now it's getting a little bit annoying. What? Okay, 10J, let's just copy the rest. A, B, C, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Let's just change this. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's do 22. Let's do 23, 24, 25, and 26. J, K, L, M, N, O. Oh, that's O, P, Q, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, Y and Z. So I created this map because what I'm thinking about doing is I can always look where I am and like 3 characters ahead, sort of. Right? And if that exists, yeah, I think this is almost like if you've all done the Roman to numeral, I think it's what it is, or maybe numeral to Roman, one of those. The solution sort of like to create a map like this and use that to go through this. So I think we can do, let's say output equals the empty array. Now, for let I equals 0, or I'll just set up my own index since I'm gonna be incrementing this manually. Let's say let index equals 0 while index is less than s dot length. Now I can start looking like, we can say that's like const sliced string equals s dot slice from index to index plus 2. All right, so what would this do for like this string right here? All right, so let's imagine I'll have this as I. So 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. So 0, 1, 2. And actually, I want to go 3 ahead. So 0 and 0 plus 3. So it will slice from, because remember, slice goes until the end index, but it does not include the thing at the last index. So we'll just get this thing. And if this key exists inside of this map, then we add that, and then we increment it by 3. And if it doesn't, we just add the thing that's there. So if map of sliced string is not equal to undefined, then we can say output dot push map of sliced string. And if it is undefined, and then if this happens, we increase the index by what? We go 1, 2, 3, so plus or equals 3, else output dot push here we should just be able to do s of index, and we can just do index plus plus. And just to make it consistent, we'll do plus equals 1. Let's do plus equals 1. So let's remove this. And then at the end, we can return output dot join. So let's see what this gives us. JK1B. So we slice from here, index plus 3, that exists. So we do JK, then we get to 1. So I tried to slice. Let's see, maybe we should only slice if we're not currently out of bounds. So if map slice string is not equal to undefined, and if sliced string plus 3 is less than s.length, I think this might help here, because if I run this, JKAB, output expected, wait, what? Didn't we get it? Am I just continuing to do output.map output return output.join? Isn't that what I'm map at sliced string? So 10 sharp is J. So if sliced string, no, if index plus 3, there you go. I think that's what happened. No, still getting right, because slice plus 3 needs to be, index plus 3 needs to be less than s.length for me to actually be able to do that. Because if I get to the end here, I went out of bounds, I'm not able to actually find. So if we remove this, ACZ, so 1.3 does not exist in there, right? 10 sharp, 1.9. So let's think about what we do here. We're on, let's get this next one, 1.3.2.6. I started index, and just to make sure, let's do MDN slice, prototype slice. So it goes from start to end. Slice extracts up to but not including end. So I want to go from, I want to first see if the sliced portion is contained within my map. So I do slice string as s.slice. Oh, I also know what happened. This is not, yeah, we need to also make a copy of this. I don't think string slice, oh, string prototype slice, okay, without modifying index. The index of the first character to exclude from the return string. Okay, so that does exist on string. So s.slice of 0 up to 0 plus 3. So we go from 1, 2, 3. So we're here. Let's say this is just like x. So I'm going to get 132. So 132 map of slice string. If that's not equal to undefined, which it is, then we just outpush. We just output the string or the character that's at this index, right? So we just do a 1. Oh, there you go. Map of sliced string. Here we should just do map of index. Let's try this out. And I left this dangling variable up here. Let's run this again. JKFB and JKAB. So let's try this again. We're definitely, I think I'm on the right track here. I'm just maybe making some dumb mistakes. Let's try again. So 10, 11, 12, we have our string. We start at 0 for index. And so 1, 2, 3, we exclude this. So we say, okay, is map slice string, if map slice string is not equal to undefined, it would only be undefined if it didn't exist. All right, so that means 10 sharp does exist. So we're going to push the thing that's at map of sliced string. And we're going to increase I plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we should have that J as our output. And I'll put that output here. Okay, now we do it again. So we say s.slice of index 3 plus 3 plus 3. So from there to 4, 5, 6, we have 11 sharp. It's not undefined, right? 11 sharp is equal to k, so we add a k, and now we go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, in this case, I'm trying to slice a string that's out of bounds, right? So if I did let str equals 1, 2, and I did str slice from 0 to 3, str.slice from 0 to 3, that's just going to give me 12. So if it's not equal to undefined, it is undefined. So then I just do the thing, right? So if map.slice string not equal to undefined, find it is undefined, we push the map. Yeah, not the map at index. We need the map at s of index. I think that's where I made a crucial mistake. Let's run this code again. Okay, JKAB, ACZ. Let me run it one more time. That one took a long time to run. All right, let's submit this and see what we get. A mapping is always possible. Okay, so the approach I use to this one is extremely similar to this approach for Roman to numeral. In Roman to numeral, what you can do is you can essentially map every single Roman, Roman number, Roman character to its mapped like number. And then as you're going through the array, you try to slice a portion. You like assume that it's maybe larger than it will be. And then if that's inside of your array, then you can add that to your total sum and you can move the pointer depending on like the length of that. So that's what I tried to do here. Now, maybe like this, we can come up with, it'd be nice if we can come up with a better way of doing this, but I think I like this method here. I'm very curious to see what the discussions have to say. A one-line regex, that's awesome. Check I plus 2. We can simply check whether the position character appears at position I plus 2 to determine which description rule to apply. Yeah, if it's ever 2 away, yeah, that's even an easier way of doing it. If you think about what I did, I mean, I created a map to do it, but ultimately I'm still always trying to slice. Yeah, so I guess if the next one, yeah, that's a much better way of doing it. We can just slice, although we'll still need to slice the string, right? If I come back over here, is he not? So 2 and s plus 2 is 10, then j plus I minus 1 times 10 plus s plus 1 minus 0. I cannot get that idea behind the map. I think we're better to copy numbers from A, not J. I think it's ultimately probably the same. There's probably ways we can save on space here, but I think I'm pretty happy with the solution we came up with here. So let's refresh here. And we're at 58 now, so I think we've managed around 4 questions for today's stream. We're at our hour and 14-minute mark, so I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here. If you're subscribed to me on YouTube or if you follow me on Reddit, you'll know when I post another stream, and I do these every single day. I have been for the last 8 days. So please, stay tuned. Keep a lookout on these if you're interested in going through these questions with me. And thanks a lot for joining. I'll see you all again very soon, and happy coding.